How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Timberborn, and welcome back to the Iron Isles. Things are going pretty well at the moment. We are currently constructing we'll call it a factory. We're going to be making gears here, we're going to be making flour here, and we're hopefully going to be making bread here. And speaking of bread and food in general, we're actually doing okay with food. We have a potato harvest going on at the moment, which means that the two grills are going to be working hard to turn that into grilled potatoes, which is actually really good timing because in half a day, we are going to have a drought. 0.5 days until it comes in, and it could be a bit of a longer one. The last drought we had, I'm pretty sure, lasted over 3 days, so I won't be surprised if this one happens to last maybe 4 days. Now, fortunately, we do have a decent amount of food, and we do have a decent amount of logs with more to be chopped down as well. And we do have a decent amount of water as well, so we are probably gonna be fine, especially since we can continue to get water even when the drought kicks in, thanks to the setup that we have here for the water pumps. But it's always a nerve-wracking thing. It always makes me a little bit nervous when a drought kicks in, so hopefully we'll be okay. Now, something I am going to do is I'm going to go into the water tab here, and I'm going to unlock the water dump because we do need this. It's 250 science, but we absolutely need it, and we want to place it right about here. Now, it does say that the entrance is blocked, but that's not an issue. It will work fine. And what that's going to do is dump water into that space between those levees, and if we do that during a drought, it will irrigate the land and mean that the farms can continue to work. And what I'm actually going to do is build another one over here. I've already set up 2 levees, and I'm going to use the cliff for this one. But what this will do is irrigate this land that already isn't irrigated, and that means I can put more trees in here, which means that in the future, we're hopefully not going to have too many issues with logs. Hopefully we never run out and never have another food problem because of it. So we'll go ahead and put this thing right here. And now all we really need to do is build the stairs and the levees. But the problem is that we need planks. And to get planks, we need more beavers. Because we have 2 vacancies at the moment. We have 2 beavers that are kids. One of them's 30% of the way to adulthood. The other one's 48%. And so those 2 children are going to grow up and take the 2 vacancies that are already there. So essentially, I think what we need to do is switch these breeding pods back on. And hopefully we can get a few more beavers and get them to grow up so that we can fill all the jobs that we have. Because we are going to have a few. We're going to have these haulers, and we're going to have, a need for beavers to work in a gear workshop. We're going to have the grist mill, and we're going to have the bakery. So really, we do need the population to jump up a little bit. And also, it is a 4-day drought. So it's not the end of the world. Like I said, we have a decent amount of food. We have a source of water. We're not necessarily going to be running out of that immediately. We're still going to be growing the wheat as well. So that's going to be totally fine. So it's never good. Having a drought is never good, but we have sources of food, and we have sources of water. We should be okay, and that's kind of the important word there. Now, what I think I'm going to do, since we're above 200 logs, is I'm going to turn this lumber mill back on, and I'm going to turn this power wheel back on. And that does mean that we now have vacancies elsewhere, which is a little bit worrying. I'm not really sure what buildings. So the district center lacks workers right now. I'm not really too sure what else might lack workers. Hopefully none of the farms, because that would be a bit of a disaster. It doesn't look like any of the farms do. These guys are still running, which is fine as well. So I guess we'll just sort of let this run, and hopefully we don't just consume all of the logs, but we can start to get some of this stuff built. We can go ahead and start using this second industrial log pile that we have as well. And to be quite honest, I think we'll just turn construction on for all of this stuff We'll let them go ahead and get building on this this storage for logs, and that'll hopefully do good for us. It means that we can get a massive amount of logs in there, and that'll be good once we get this going as well. It means that this whole area is going to be irrigated. It means that trees are going to be growing more regularly, although I actually don't know if... Do they grow without water? I actually have no idea if they do or don't grow without without water. I guess... No, Yeah, I really don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter. I want to irrigate the space anyway, and I want to irrigate this one down here as well. So I'm going to turn on construction for all of these guys as well, because if I can do this, it means, as I've mentioned, all of my potatoes will stay irrigated. It means that they'll still be growing during droughts. Hopefully. That's assuming we always have enough water, which I imagine we will. We have 257. We have these guys mostly full. These guys are still working. There's still plenty of water in there. I will be really, really surprised if we run out anytime soon. But let's not get too confident. Let's not get carried away. I don't want to make any horrible mistakes here. That is the last thing I want to do. We are about to get another beaver here, by the way, which is fantastic news. And I actually want to take a look at this. Do they just pop out of the thing? Oh, they do. They literally just pop out of it, and there's another one in there already. All right, well, that's a bit weird. That's a bit weird, but fair enough. We have this one on the way, you on the way, and you on the way as well. So we're about to get a decent number of beaver. What do you call a baby beaver? Is it like a pup? I feel like you'd call a baby beaver a pup. I'm not going to Google it. I'm not going to look it up. I'm just going to commit. If I'm wrong, I'm just going to commit to calling them a pup. And if I'm right, then frankly, I'm just a genius. So I'm going to look at it that way. That's how we're going to look at this. Now, here's actually a thing that I'm realizing. We don't have anyone to haul things right now. So this thing actually isn't full of planks. So I'm not sure where my planks are. Are they in storage here? Yeah, some of them are actually. Okay, so we do have someone hauling, which is fair enough. Huh. I guess we just don't have anyone building. So I suppose what we'll do is we'll just let this guy go ahead and we'll just let May go ahead and keep making planks. And then I guess by the time we get some beavers that can work in construction... Wait, you're injured? Oh, you don't even just have broken teeth. You're straight up injured. Interesting. Okay, does that mean well-being and medical bed? 5 logs, 1 plank. A spot where sick beavers come to rest performs better when supplied with medicine by a healer. Interesting. Okay, we'll go ahead and unlock that. It's relatively small, which is nice. I just don't really know where to put this thing, to be perfectly honest. I guess by the houses would kind of make sense. I could put it on top of the houses. It's a little silly to do that, but I could. I could absolutely put it on top of the houses and let them have like medical beds on the roof. Although, like I said, a little bit silly to do that, maybe a little bit weird. I might do it anyway. I think. No, I'm not going to do that. It's a really stupid idea. Let's just do medical beds. Let's do 1 here for now, I guess. And we'll go ahead and prioritize that. I don't think anyone's going to take materials to it, though, because, again, we don't actually have haulers. So let me set this as a priority for a second, and we'll let some of the beavers go around and at least build this. And I assume they're probably going to try and build this as well, or at least some of this, which is probably fine. Oh, no, they're building this. Okay. Well, that's fine. I kind of want this stuff constructed anyway, so... Oh, this is a workplace. Oh, God, we need beavers to work the water dumps as well? Oh, man, that's actually... Wow, we really do need to grow the population. Okay. I didn't realize we needed to grow it this much. We still have 2 vacancies. We have 5 children, though. And 22%, 5%, 20%, 37%, and 22%. So not too long until they reach adulthood. Hopefully that works out. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Because again, I want these jobs filled. I want this done. The stairs are actually done here, which is great. Let's prioritize this as well. And I guess we'll see if we can get a beaver in here. Because again, if we can get this thing built, we irrigate this space. Although, hold on a minute, is the drought? Oh, the drought's over. Yeah. All right, well, this is all considerably less. This is now going to be considerably less exciting than it would have been. But to be fair, this is still essential. This is going to help us out when a drought kicks in. So all this means is that I can just keep this thing switched off until a drought kicks in, which is probably for the best. It frees up a worker, so we'll just keep you paused for now. And then over this way, this one actually needs to be on kind of permanently. Oh, this is done. This is actually connected now. Lovely. Okay, so we should end up with a decent amount of logs getting stored in there. This one's built too, which is great. It actually does look really cool. I've got to be honest. I like this a lot. I really like the tower of the log storage tower. It's just a cool idea. It just sort of works, you know? It's pretty good. Anything over here being, oh wait, everything over here is still paused, isn't it? Wait, is this full? It is. Wow. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. Dandelions, grilled potatoes. All right. Well, that's fair enough. Good amount of grilled potatoes in there. We actually are going to have a lot of wheat in storage as well, which means when the bakery does get up and running, or the grist mill gets up and running, we should have some pretty solid production there. So I guess we should start looking into building the gear workshop at this point. I think it's kind of essential. It really needs to be put together. Because that's what's holding us back right now is a lack of gears. I also want these stairs to be built, to be quite honest, because I don't want this little alert here being like, hey, we can't access the storage. You kind of need a path. So we'll get these built. That way, you know, this thing is just done. We could probably also get this done, to be quite honest. We'll go ahead and prioritize this. And we'll also maybe prioritize someone working there, just so we can... you know, like I said, irrigate this space and I suppose cover it in trees. That seems like a pretty good way to do things. So we'll just do a bunch of pine trees in there. And then for this space, honestly, I'm kind of thinking maple. I feel like maple trees, it's a lot of logs when it gets harvested. So that seems great, to be honest. So we'll do something kind of like this. We'll do some pine trees just sort of down to here. And we'll just fill the rest of this space with maple. I don't even know if my my lumberjacks are going to get to all of that, or even if this guy covers all of that space. Oh, he does. Perfect. Well, that's going to be a lot of work. That is going to be a lot of work, but I want to say it's going to be worth it. I want to say it's going to be a really amazing amount of trees. So I'm definitely kind of here for it. And then for this guy, oh, this guy's coming along really nicely, actually. We need 12 more planks, which is fine. We also have 6 children now. So, oh, and one of them just aged up. So we now have 1 vacancy, which means we will have, I guess, 4 beavers. Oh, we have 7 children now. Oh, okay. Let me, let's slow down for a second here. Let's, well, that one's about to be born. Let's let that one get born. There we go. We have 8 kids now. This one's a little ways off. If I pause this, does it just save the breeding process, progress? That's a bit weird. I guess we'll let this one get born as well. And then we'll just have, oh, we're up to 3 vacancies. What got built? Why do we suddenly have 3 vacancies? What has been constructed that has vacancies? That's kind of what I'm wondering. Because I actually have no idea why we have 3. The people die. Oh, 2 of them died of old age. That's why. Well, that explains a lot. Have you been born yet? Nope. Oh, come on. Hurry up and be born already. Good lord. What's taking you so long? You're just in a barrel. Any sec, whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready, little fella. Have you gonna come out of the barrel? There you are. All right, we'll pause that. And now we have 6 kids. We have 6 kids. We have no vacancies, and that's 31 beavers overall, which is totally fine by me. That is 100% fine, 100% okay with that. That'll give us 6 beavers to work in however many different jobs. We have one right here. The water dump is a job. And then we have the gear workshop, which is going to need a worker. The grist mill, which is going to need a worker. And the bakery, which is going to need a worker as well. So let's, I guess we'll prioritize this a little bit. I don't really know. I mean, the power, it's getting 100% power right now, which is great. But the grist mill is going to take some of that. So that's going to be, that's kind of going to suck. I'm going to be honest. It's going to be a bit rough. This thing's only it's generating 178. All right. That's actually not too bad. I'm kind of here for that. It's generating 178. That's almost exactly what we need. So we'll let these guys keep doing their thing. We still have 133 logs, which honestly has me thinking that maybe we get more. I wonder if we should get more lumberjack flags, because I feel like the trees down here don't really get touched too much. Although I feel like we're also just consuming a lot of construction materials right now. I feel like, you know, we're building a lot right now. So we'll probably stockpile logs somewhere down the line once we're kind of done with the ongoing construction. So I figure we'll probably be fine. Hopefully we can get these stairs done though. We need one more plank and then this little alert's gonna go away, which would be lovely. I'd kind of love the alert to disappear. Although it's also nighttime, so they're not going to be doing anything. I'm also pretty sure, yeah, we do actually have a gear in storage as well. So I don't necessarily know where that's going to be going. But I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's go ahead and unpause construction on everything around here. And let's just start prioritizing things. Did I only pause the path? Okay, good job, me. Let's, I guess, prioritize these stairs and the platforms so that we can get the beavers up there. And then we can prioritize the grist mill. That's the workplace. And then we need to prioritize these stairs and these platforms, which can be sort of secondary priorities, actually. They don't need to be top priorities. And then the bakery. So the grist mill will get built first. And then we can circle around to build the bakery, and by that point we should have some flour. We do have 309 wheat in storage right now, so getting the grist mill done I think is going to be for the best. And then the large water tank can get built somewhere after that, which I think seems fair enough. I think that's going to be a good way to do things, hopefully. That's a very big hopefully, but I want to say that's going to be the way to go. Also, I think we just had, we had another couple of beavers die of old age, which is problematic. It's making me think that we might want a few more kids. Which, I keep saying that. I keep saying, like, we have this many kids, we have that many kids. I realize it's kind of a weird sentence. I'm going to be honest. Like, when I say that, I mean as a colony we have this many. Just to be clear, I don't mean, like, me and you watching the video, at least not to my knowledge. All right? Just to be clear. Not to my knowledge. Anyway, I'm going to move, swiftly on from that. And I'm actually going to just focus on the fact that we are getting low on food again. Which has me really worried. I'm not actually sure why we're so low on food. It seems like every time we get to this point of having around 30 beavers, the food situation kind of falls apart. So I think relying solely on potatoes is going to be part of the problem, but that is why I'm trying to get this grist mill built. Because if we can build this thing, we're probably going to be okay. Oh, there's part of the problem right there. This grill isn't prioritized. We need someone working in there. We need both of these things up and running to make sure that we are regularly grilling the potatoes. So we'll get that going, which does mean that this lumberjack flag actually lacks workers, which isn't ideal, but that's probably okay. And actually, what I think I'm also going to do is I'm going to keep one of the breeding pods active. Oh, we have an unemployed beaver. That's actually good. That is actually a good thing, I think. Oh, no, that's not a good thing. We have, like, wait, why do we have 4 beavers in there? Can I set this as like a low priority? It is a low priority, and we have 4 beavers working in there. Okay, so we technically have like 5 unemployed beavers, is what that means. All right, that is not ideal. That is not ideal at all. And what that's making me think is that maybe we should look into more plank production. Because we have this one thing going here, and the production's fine. It's not terrible, but I'd kind of like it to be better. I also realize like these stairs haven't been built yet. Neither is this thing, and we have 645 science. Hold on a second. What do we need to unlock right now? We could get the large warehouse. I think that would make a great addition to this space down here. Just a nice big chunky warehouse. But is there anything more essential? Like the aquatic farmhouse could be interesting. We've got some water options, which... Wait, a deep mechanical water pump needs 700 horsepower. Pumps water up on one side, discharging it on the other. More efficient than a regular pump. Unique to this faction, 5,000. 5,000 science. Okay, so we don't need that. We don't need that for a while. It also requires a material I don't recognize and metal, which is actually something we should be working towards now that I think about it. Same with things like the paper mill, the printing press. What's a tapper's shack? Employs tappers who gather sap and syrup from trees. Oh. And then a wood workshop strengthens planks by infusing them with resin. Oh boy. All right. Scavengers, smelters, and efficient mines. So scavengers, if I remember right, I can send them over to things like this to get scrap metal. And then I guess we can turn scrap metal into just metal. Okay, that's maybe worth looking into. Science-wise, number cruncher is going to need metal as well. Golem part factories need planks and metal. Golem assemblers need golem parts. I think metal's going to be the next step then, isn't it? Also thinking about it, why don't I just build a bunch of stairs over here and let my beavers go nuts tearing down all of these trees? That seems like it would be a really good idea. This seems like a no-brainer right here. That's a lot of trees that we could be tearing down. And then I could build up here if I wanted to. We might want to do that. I also they still can't get materials for this. They still can't get materials for the stairs. Can I get builders? Is that a thing? A builder's hut employs additional builders. Yeah, we can do that. Let's get a builder's hut. This thing can be built on top of things as well, but I think what I'll do with it is I'm just going to build it back here. And annoyingly, I'm going to pause construction because there are other things that we need to build right now. You know what I think I'm going to do with the one unemployed beaver that we have? I think I'm going to get him to be a lumberjack. We'll put him just right there. And he can go and harvest pretty much everything down here, and it's going to be great. I just get the feeling that we need another lumberjack. We have got a really great amount of logs, but I just want more, to be perfectly honest. I want to make sure we always have a ridiculous number of them, and it does seem at the minute as though the beavers that we have can't really keep up with what we're doing. Oh god, a drought in 3 days is not a good thing. That's gonna suck. Oh boy. It does seem like the lumberjacks we have though can't keep up with all the trees that we have, so this should boost the number of logs coming and going, and hopefully it's not going to be too long until we see... Oh, there we go. So these stairs have been built. So this thing is now completely active, which is great. I could, if I wanted to, I could go in and unlock the other platforms, like the triple platform, which means I could bring this right around the front, which might be silly, but I kind of want to. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to do this, and I kind of want to get that triple platform. So triple platform right there, boom, boom, and boom. We'll go ahead and get the good old double platform there. We'll do this, and we'll get a path across there. So that really is going to be a tower of logs, which I think is good. I think that's a good use of that space, to be perfectly honest, because it's going to be some good storage, right? Oh my god, they built that quickly. Yeah, I just think this is going to be a really good use of that space, especially since it's going to be in the middle of a forest, which is hopefully going to be irrigated. So we'll see. We'll see if that works out. As for over here, I've just realized these stairs are done. And actually, this grist mill is very close to being done. So let's have this focus on wheat flour as soon as it's built. We just need this guy to be making gears, which is totally fine. We also have 0 kids right now. So let's turn on a couple of these. Let's turn on maybe just those 2 breeding pods, maybe 3. Let's do 3 breeding pods and see how things go. Because we have 2 vacant jobs again, and at some point the grist mill is going to get built, which is going to end up being vacant as well. And we are again kind of low on food. Oh man. I guess the good news is we can test. So this actually does have someone working here. So there we go. This whole space has been irrigated. So I'll tell you what, there's a drought coming in. Let's unpause this and set this to be a priority. A Zobel can come over here and fill that with water and fill that space. But you can see it's now full, right? It's not going to get any more full than that. The beaver is just going to sit there. But it means that as soon as the water dries up, this space will stay irrigated and this space will stay irrigated. So if I go in, we can look at all this and we can now make sure that we're still growing trees and we're still growing crops. And that's good. That's perfect. This actually might not be a brutal drought, which is kind of what I'm looking for. I don't want it to be a brutal drought. I am very aware, though, that we have 5 vacancies. We have a lot of beavers dying of old age, so let's actually turn on these other 2 breeding pods so that we can get 5 more kids in here. Maybe we try and just, I don't know. Oh, it's a 5-day drought now. Ooh. God, I'm glad I got these things when I did. That's actually going to help us out a lot. It's really going to help us out. It means that not all of my potatoes are going to die, and we can actually get a look here and see just how much stays irrigated with this. And actually, it's my entire farm. My entire farm is still irrigated for the first time in a drought, and a good amount of this island is still irrigated as well. Wow. Okay, I wasn't expecting it to be that efficient. I know that the radius in this thing is like, it's 14 in every direction, so that's actually remarkable. I'm also aware that we have 510 wheat in storage right now. We really need this grist mill to get up and running, but I suspect we have no one working here, so let's prioritize this so that we can get some guys moving the 3 gears that we have in storage into the grist mill and get it built. Because if we can do that, oh, we just had someone else die. Man, we had a really old population there. There we go. So the grist mill's up and running. It kind of needs to be a priority. Let's bring this back down to there. And then maybe bring it down like 1 more. Oh, none of them are working there. Okay. We'll just keep it normal priority, I guess. This guy's working, though. This is good. It just doesn't have power because there's a drought. Oh, I forgot about that part. Oh, man. Okay. So this will start working as soon as the drought ends, which is fine. I guess now the priority is going to be on the stairs, the platforms, and the bakery, which again is fine. This is going to start the process of making bread, which is going to be great for a food solution. And I guess, once that's done, we can start working on the large water tank. Now we are back up to over 600 science. Do I want anything else? I mean, the floodgates would be cool. These guys will block water to an adjustable height, so I can set you know, what I want the floodgates to be. Double floodgates, triple floodgates. Man, that'd be kind of wild. Set up some like triple floodgates here, and oh man, we could. There's a lot we could do. I really want to make. I really want to make like a reservoir. I want to come down here and block this off, and block this bit and this bit, and then maybe block like here. We would need to block so much though. And I should say, I realize I haven't explained this so far. We will get to a point where we need to set up another district. This is a district center. This is not my town center or my settlement center. It's a district center. And what that means is that I can build other districts. So I could go and set a district center, for example. Oh my God, that is a lot of ruins. Oh my God, that's a lot. I could put a district center here, for example. And I could connect those together, migrate some beavers over, and have two sort of separated settlements, essentially. I don't want to do that right now, though. What is this? A dirt excavator, a heavy-duty mining rig for collecting dirt, golem only. Ooh. A dirt pile, a terraforming station, it's golem only as well, and terrain blocks. Okay. Let's get this large warehouse. That seems like a really important unlock right now, especially since we have so much wheat in storage. And it is so tempting. It is so tempting to try and build it up here, but I'm pretty sure I can't build over the top of the lumber mill. So I don't think there is any reasonable way in which I'm going to be able to do that. Unless I don't really know how I'd do it. Where else could I build this thing? I don't really think there's anywhere around here I could build some large storage on top of anything. I mean, I could, well, actually, I say that. I think I might be wrong. What do I need for this thing? 60 logs and 80 planks? Oh boy. All right. Let's just let construction continue before I get carried away with more building projects. I do think we could look into more housing though. A large barrack, for example. It's solid, it's unique, it has sleep, shelter, 16 inhabitants. But again, I've been told that row houses are actually kind of better. So a row house or a large row house, this has 5 inhabitants. I don't want to unlock it, but I'm assuming if I remember the large row house correctly, it's like a single tile wide and 2 deep, or maybe 3 deep. I think it's 2, and it has 8 inhabitants. So if I did the row house and made it as wide as this, it would have 5 more inhabitants in the same space that this has 10. So let's try the row house. Let's take a look at it. Oh, it is taller. Okay. All right, well, that's still not bad. And then the large row house is like 600 science. So let's, we have a lot of logs. Let's just build this. Let's build like 3 row houses right there. And that'll be pretty good for population. And I suppose I'm gonna move the medical bed, I think. Let's get rid of it and let's move it down to this little space. And that'll be all right. How many vacant beds do we have right now? 28. All right. I'm gonna delete this barracks and I'm gonna build more row houses in here, just mostly because I can. And then for the path, I'm going to do something like this. And I'm going to delete the little bit in the middle. And there we go. We have like a little square. There's no reason to do that whatsoever. But it's going to be a bit of future proofing. And honestly, we have 9 vacancies right now, 3 kids. We might actually want to get more breeding pods. I'm nervous about doing that, but I do think a few more breeding pods might help us out a little bit. So we'll give that a shot. We'll see what happens. We'll see if it's a bad idea. Hopefully it isn't. And hopefully we can get all of this built. Although thinking about it, once again, we probably don't have anyone working at the district center, so hauling is not happening right now. We have 11 vacancies. Oh my God. Okay, yeah, I really need the population to grow. So I'll tell you what. Let's get some people working at the district center. Let's start hauling things around, please. Let's start making things again. Let's start building things because good lord, we need to be. Okay, so I've set all of the inventors to normal priority, which means the beavers that were working there have gone to work elsewhere. Now, I don't know where that necessarily is, but we have 13 vacancies right now, which is a bit of an issue. We don't have any lumberjacks, which means at some point we could run out of logs. So I'm going to set this lumberjack specifically as a top priority, because we need to make sure that we always have logs. Otherwise, the grills could stop working, and that would be catastrophic. Now, fortunately, this guy right here is generating just about enough power to get the grist mill and the gear workshop going. The only issue is, of course, that we don't have enough beavers to work in those places. Now, fortunately, we have 8 children. And we've got 90%, 91%, 69%, which is nice, 95%. So we have these guys going to be aging up shortly. It's just, I don't know exactly where the population needs to be in order to sort of reach a nice little, I don't want to say plateau, but we want it to get to a good place. We actually have 14 vacancies now. So hopefully we can see some of these kids age up. Hopefully, there we go. So we've got Zulreya growing up right there. So the vacancies will, as time goes by, get filled up, and that's going to be great. I don't really think there's much point changing priorities and different jobs at the moment. We kind of need all of them to be full. So I'm mostly kind of just going to sit around and wait. We are actually making flour, though, which is lovely. So we've got that going for us. We kind of just need people working in hauling, which, I mean, the district center exists for that purpose, and we do have, admittedly, some beavers. You know, it's prioritized at the minute, which maybe it shouldn't be, but I just, you know what, we'll set it normal priority. We'll do normal priority in that. We'll let those beavers go and work elsewhere. Hopefully we see them, yeah, they've gone to the gear workshop, so that's going to get going again, which is fantastic. So gears, I mean, 97% product power input is fine. Gears are being made, which means that hopefully the bakery can get made. Hopefully we can see planks getting made again. We don't have any workers there, unfortunately, but that's okay. That is totally fine. I also realize we can turn that off for now. We don't need that to have a beaver working there because obviously we have water flowing around. We don't need irrigation. So again, that's going to free up some space or free up a worker to go work elsewhere. And again, hopefully that can turn into, oh, this thing is actually going to get built now. So yeah, I think it's mostly planks that we're waiting on now. Do we have any workers over here? We do not. Oh, I don't know if I want to set this to be a priority. Again, I don't think there's any point in setting it to be a priority. I think really what we need is just every job filled, and we need some kids that can, you know, chill and sort of do their thing. So let's get this guy set to bread, and let's, I guess, prioritize making these stairs and these platforms, which is mostly reliant on planks, which again, we unfortunately don't have any of. So we're going to be waiting for these 9 vacancies to be filled. We do have 7 kids. We've got, what's a good percentage here? 53% is the highest at the minute. But honestly, that's fine. That's a decent little percentage. And you know, I was just about to move towards wrapping up this episode, but I've realized that I think all of my storage might be full, because I noticed that the worker for the grist mill was sat outside not doing anything, and I think the reason is because he is full. There's nowhere for the wheat flour to go. So we need to figure out a storage solution, and here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we do, oh boy, do I want a giant storage thing here, or do I want it elsewhere? I could do a giant storage solution right up here, which would be interesting, I suppose. I don't know if I want it by the researchers. I don't know if I want it up here at all, but we could give it a go, I guess. It'd be a little bit out of the way, Although over here is not much better. Yeah, let's do a giant storage solution up here. So essentially, what I'd be thinking is this, and this, and then a large warehouse right about there. And then what I can do is bring a path this way and sort of around these guys a bit like this. And so that gives us a really nice storage solution, which is great. That's what we want. But then what I can do is go to large warehouse and do this and this, which lets me stack it really nicely. And then if I go get myself a platform and a platform, I can go and say, you know, give me stairs and give me stairs. And then what I can do is I can get a double platform and then another single platform and say, give me stairs and give me some paths and give me another large warehouse. And suddenly, that's a pretty good storage solution. That ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. And if I wanted to, I could throw another couple of small warehouses up there and up there. I would just need a way to get up there. Or what I could do is I could go and build some platforms along here and do 2 more of the large warehouses, which would also be pretty good. The only issue with this is it is a ridiculous amount of logs and planks to build all of this. And obviously we still need this to be built, this to be built. We actually really need this to be built. And we also need these platforms here to be built, as well as this large water tank. So there's a lot of stuff still needing to be built, but I do think storage is kind of a big deal. So let's prioritize these small warehouses. And I'm going to be honest, I kind of have a dumb idea that I want to try out here. I want to do a small warehouse here, and I want to bulldoze you. And I want to do a small warehouse here. And then on top of this, I'm going to unlock the large barrack because I'm curious. Oh, it's bloody huge. Never mind. Well, that's not really helpful at all. Okay. On top of that, I'm going to do a normal barracks and normal barracks there. And then what I can do is just a platform and a platform with some stairs and some stairs. And so that gives us storage and housing in that same space. And so what I think I'll do is prioritize these warehouses as well. It's just logs to build these, and having that additional storage is, I think, and by the looks of it, yeah, a very good thing. All right, so now I'm going to move towards wrapping up today's episode. A little bit longer than we usually go for Timberborn, but I think we've made really good progress. We're finally making flour. We are so close to making bread. And I should probably let you know that we do have a drought on the way. In about a day's time, a drought's going to roll through. It is going to stop our flour production, but that's okay. It'll hopefully give our beavers some time to get some logs, get some planks, which are being made again, and finish construction on a lot of things. Hopefully, this will be our last drought without a large water tank as well, which means we can probably get rid of the small water tanks that you can see just in the distance there. As for this chaos in the middle of our settlement, I kind of like the idea of having some storage in here. I might get rid of the 2 barracks at the back that you can't really see, raise those up onto some storage warehouses as well, and just see what happens, but I'm not really in any rush to tear things down and rebuild them because we don't get materials back when I do that. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how long this next drought's going to last. Hopefully it's 5 days tops and doesn't go up to 6 days. I'm honestly not too sure what kind of state the colony's in at the minute. Although again, to be fair, we have a really good supply of water. We also have a good way to keep crops going, so we might actually be okay for pretty long droughts. We'll see. Either way, that's going to do us for today. Thank you very much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure, as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.